Hey guys, this is Mauro. Many times we're moving forward to hit a volley. We make that drop, that approach or that drop shot. You're moving towards the net. And we feel that when we volley, we don't have that. We don't get a very good feeling of that ball, of that ball. You know, we don't get to really feel a firm, solid, nice touch when we volley, when we make contact with the ball. And many times I see a lot of people that struggle getting that feeling, like trying, whether they want to go deep or if they want to go short for a drop shot, or just carrying that ball, trying to go cross court, or trying to go short. And one thing that is very common that I find that it took me a while to figure out working on my volley was that I always felt that I was moving good towards that ball. I always felt that I had the good foot with the footwork and moving towards the ball the proper way, doing everything right. But the moment that I made contact with it, I never felt like I had total control of the shot. I never felt like I really could have the feeling I could put that ball anywhere I wanted. And one thing that I experimented a lot of different things on grips and getting that ball, you know, earlier, a little later, or you know, further on the side, closer to your body. And one thing that I noticed that the thing that really was the aha moment for me was thinking on my forehand and my backhand. I always felt that when my racket was lagging and the ball, instead of hitting the ball, let's say when we hit the ball, instead of hitting like that, my racket was lagging a little bit and the ball comes in a little bit, kind of getting more this direction with the racket. That's what I call the arrow in the forehand or the backhand. Always felt, that's when I felt that I had a solid shot, that I could not miss it, that I could always center it. And in my volley, that's what happened too. And when I started, I started analyzing a lot of the videos from years back in the 70s and the 60s, 70s, players from the 80s and 90s and nowadays. And one thing that I noticed is the good volleyers, I knew they carried that ball. I knew they don't slap or they don't punch it. They just punch it when they have it here, you know, and you got an easy ball and you put it away. But I was focusing more on the volleys that come from the net level and lower. And one thing that I found out, guys, was that when we make contact with the reason why I teach that volley coming kind of in from the outside is because that's what's helping me carry that ball. See, that's why we see, if you notice, most players, they go with the grip in the front and they come in, when you move towards that ball in the backhand, it's like feeling that your racket is in alignment with your body, with your chest, in this position. So you get to that ball, you kind of carry that ball. You're feeling more like you're carrying that ball and giving it direction instead of getting there, you know, and cutting short and fast, or moving straight forward through the ball. Same thing on the forehand. When I get that ball coming towards me and I focus here and I want to feel my grip going first, and I do this, why? Because I want to feel that I'm keeping that ball longer in my strings than just hitting it, punching, slapping it. So that's one thing that you guys might want to pay attention. The fact that think more about carry that ball when you volley there. The ball is coming, and be careful, because sometimes we move. I see it. I have to say that's the number one thing, the number one mistake that I see the most, and I see people is when you talk. Even what happens a lot with my students, they're so resilient to change that. Is the grip. People volleying like that, and like that. And they move forward, and they want to volley with the ground strokes grips. When you say, and they know that they're not gonna get, it's not gonna get you anywhere volleying like this, but they rather live in their misery of the volley than risking changing, even though that volley is not giving them anything. So that's one thing that you have to think very well, guys. If you have the mentality of I want instant gratification with the volley, and I wanna, and if I change it and I go more continental grip, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna stop doing this and this, then the things are not gonna change. So you just a tip that I wanted to give you guys: think more, bringing that racket here, coming here. One thing that I noticed too is that when I get my racket ready on the backhand, if I cock my wrist a little bit this way, that's gonna help me, especially on the fast shots. Fast shots coming towards me, and I get ready here. The only thing I do is I kind of stand my racket, and that forces my wrist to go like that. And ball coming, and at the moment of contact, boom. At the moment I make contact, guys, freeze. I feel like I'm going more with my elbow here. I don't want to bend. You don't want to bend too much of the wrist, because the hinges are going to do all kinds of weird stuff. But I want to have my arm relaxed, contact there. Forehand, when it's coming on my forehand, I kind of let my racket lean back a little bit this way, and that's how I make it so much easier just to volley those fast balls, guys. And remember, carry that ball, bring that racket across your body here, and a little more on the forehand as well. And that's what's gonna make you feel that thing, like you're carrying that ball. Yeah, you have that ball in your hand and say, okay, where do you wanna go? I wanna go down the line, or I wanna go cross court, or I wanna go really short. Okay? Just a tip I wanted to talk to you about, guys. I hope it helps. You have any questions? Let me know. And remember, when you play, be centered, be bold, okay? Have a good time. See you next time.